Hello, my beautiful rainbow people. Welcome back to the Book of Zion, my Putzmucker's Bible program, where I'm reading to you the entirety of the Book of Zion in pretty much one setting, or at least I'm trying to, so that you can see the prophecy of Israel as it was written by the prophets and as it was intended to be laid out. I'm in the 13th chapter right now, and I'm going to take up where I left off. It goes like this. Thou art of a purer eyes to behold evil, and canst not look on iniquity. Wherefore lookest thou upon them that deal treacherously, and holdest thy tongue, when the wicked devoureth the man that is more righteous than he? Psalm 72:4, Zion 13:58. He shall judge the poor of the people. He shall save the children of the needy, and shall break into pieces the oppressor. Ezekiel 34:7-22, Zion 13:59-65. And as for you, O my flock, thus saith the Lord God, behold, I judge between cattle and cattle, between rams and he goats. Seemeth it a small thing unto you, that you have eaten up the good pasture? But ye must tread down with your feet upon the residue of your pastures, and to have drunk of the deep waters, but ye must foul the residue with your feet? Therefore thus saith the Lord God unto them, behold, even I, will judge between fat cattle and between the lean cattle, because you have thrust with the side and with the shoulder, and pushed all the diseased with your horns, till you have scattered them abroad. Therefore will I save my flock, and they shall no more be a prey, and I will judge between cattle and cattle. Ezekiel 34:23-28, Zion 13:66-71. And I will set up one shepherd over them, and he shall feed them, even my servant David. He shall feed them. He shall be their shepherd, and I, the Lord, shall be their God, and my servant David a prince among them, and I, the Lord, have spoken it. And I will make with them a covenant of peace, and will cause the evil beasts to cease out of the land, and they shall dwell safely in the midst, and sleep in the woods. And I will make them and the places round about my hill a blessing, and I will cause the showers to come down in his season, and there shall be showers of blessings. And the trees of the forest shall yield her fruit, and the earth shall her increase, and they shall be safe in their land, and shall know that I am the Lord, when I shall break their bonds of their yoke, and deliver them out of the hands of them that serve themselves of them. And they shall no more be a prey to the heathen, neither shall the beasts of the land devour them, but they shall dwell safely, and none shall make them afraid. And I will raise up for them a plant of renown, and they shall no more be consumed with hunger in the land, neither bear the shame of the heathen any more. They shall know that I am the Lord their God, am with them, and that they, even the house of Israel, are my people, saith the Lord. And ye, my flock of the pasture, are men, and I am your God, saith the Lord God. Chapter 14, My people's transgressions. Lamentations 4, 6-8, Zion 14, 1-3. The punishment of the iniquity of the daughter of my people is greater than the punishment of the sin of Sodom, and that was overthrown in the midst, in the moment, and no hand stayed on her. Her Nazarites are purer than snow. They were whiter than milk. They were more ruddy in body than rubies. Their polishing was of sapphire. Their visage is blacker than coal. They are not known in the streets. Their skin cleaveth to their bones. It is withered. It is become like a stick. Isaiah 58, 1-7, Zion 14, 4-7, 4-10. Cry aloud, spare not, lift up the voice like a trumpet, and show my people their transgressions, and the house of Jacob their sin. Yet they seek me daily, and delight to know my ways, as a nation that did righteousness, and forsook not the ordinances of justice. They took delight in approaching to God. Wherefore have we fasted, say they. They say, and thou seest not. Wherefore have we afflicted our soul, and thou takest no knowledge? Behold, in the day of your fast you find pleasure, and exact all your labors. Behold, you fast for strife and debate, and to smite with the fist of wickedness. Ye shall not fast as ye do this day, to make your voice to be heard on high. Is it such a fast that I have chosen? A day for a man to afflict his soul? Is it to bow his head down as a bulrush, and to spread sackcloth and ashes under him? Wilt thou call this a fast, and an acceptable day of the Lord? Is not this the fast that I have chosen, to loose the bonds of wickedness, and to undo the heavy burdens, and to let the oppressed go free, and that you break every yoke? Is it not to deal thy bread to the hungry, and that thou bringest the poor, and that are cast out to thy house? When thou seest the naked, that thou cover him, and that thou hide not thyself from thine own flesh. Isaiah 5:11-16, Zion 14:11-16. Woe unto them that rise up early in the morning, that they may follow strong drink and continue until night, till wine inflames them. And the harp and the viol, the tempest, and the pipe and wine are in their feasts, but they regard not the work of the Lord, neither consider the operations of his hands. Therefore my people are gone into captivity, because they have no knowledge, and their honorable men are famished, and the multitude dried up with thirst. Wherefore hell hath enlarged herself, and opened her mouth wide without measure, and their glory, and their multitude, and their pomp, and he that rejoiced shall descend into it. And the mean man shall be brought down, and the mighty man shall be humbled, and the eyes of the lofty shall be humbled. But the Lord of hosts shall be exalted in judgment, and God that is holy shall be sanctified in righteousness. Isaiah 3:16-26, Zion 14:17-27. Moreover the Lord saith, because the daughters of Zion are haughty, and walk with stretched forth necks, and wanton eyes, walking and mincing as they go, and making a tinkling sound with their feet. Therefore the Lord will smite with the scab the crown of the daughter of the head of the daughter of Zion, and the Lord will discover their secret parts. In that day the Lord will take away from the bravery of their tinkling ornaments about their feet, and their cowls, and their round tires like the moon, the chains, and the bracelets, and the mufflers, and the bonnets, and the ornaments of the legs, and the headbands, and the tablets, and the earrings, the rings, and the nose jewels, the changeable suits of apparel, the mantles, and the whipples, and the crisping pins, the glasses, and the linen, and the hooks, and the veils. And it shall come to pass that instead of sweet there shall be stink, and instead of a girding a rent, and instead of a well-dressed hair baldness, and instead of a stomacher a girding of sackcloth, and burning instead of beauty. Thy men shall fall by the sword, and thy mighty men in the war, and her gates shall lament and mourn, and she, being desolate, shall sit on the ground. Isaiah 44:1-6, Zion 14:28-33. Yet now hear, Jacob, my servant, and Israel, whom I have chosen. Thus saith the Lord that hath made thee, and formed thee from the womb, which will help thee. Fear not, O Jacob, my servant, and thou, Jerusalem, who I have chosen. For I will pour water upon him that is thirsty, and floods upon the dry ground, and I will pour my spirit upon thy seed, and my blessings upon thy offspring. And they shall spring up among the grass as willows by the watercourses, and shall say to each other, I am the Lord's. And another shall call himself by the name of Jacob, another shall subscribe with his hand unto the Lord, and surname himself by the name of Israel. Thus saith the Lord, the King of Israel, and his Redeemer, the Lord of hosts, I am the first, and I am the last, and beside me there is no God. Hosea 4:1-9, Zion 14:34-32. Hear the word of the Lord, ye children of Israel. For the Lord hath a controversy with the inhabitants of the land, because there is no truth, nor mercy, no knowledge of God in the land. By swearing and lying and killing and stabbing and stealing and committing adultery, they break out, and blood touches blood. Therefore shall the land mourn, and everyone that dwell therein shall languish. With the beasts of the field, and with the fowls of the heavens, yea, the fishes of the sea, all shall be taken away. Yet no man strive, nor reprove another, for thy people are as they that strive with the priest. Therefore thou shalt fall in the day, and the prophet also shall fall with thee in the night, and I will destroy your mother. My people are destroyed for lack of knowledge, because they have rejected knowledge, and I will also reject them, that thou shalt have no priest to thee, so that they shall be no priest to thee. Seeing that thou hast forgotten the law of thy God, I will also forget thy children. And as they were incensed, so they sinned against me. Therefore will I turn their glory into shame. They eat at the sin of my people, and set their heart on their iniquity. And there shall be like people and like priests, and I will punish them for their ways and reward them for their doings. Isaiah 46, 3 and 4, Zion 14, 34 and 44, 43 and 44. Hearken unto me, O house of Jacob, and all ye remnants of the house of Israel, which are born of me from the belly, which are carried in the womb. And even to your old age I am he, and even to horse hairs will I carry you. I have made, and I will bear. Even I will carry, and I will deliver you. Ezekiel 39:21, Zion 14:30-45. And I will set my glory among the heathen, and all the heathen shall see my judgment that I have executed, and my hand that I have laid upon them. Psalms 89:34, Zion 14:46. My covenant will I not break, nor alter the thing that is gone out of my lips. Isaiah 41:14, Zion 14:47. Fear not, thou worm Jacob, and ye men of Israel. I will help thee, saith the Lord, and thy Redeemer, the Holy One of Israel. Isaiah 3:12-15, Zion 14:48-51. As for my people, children are their oppressors, and women rule over them. O my people, they which lead thee cause thee to err, and destroy the way of their paths. The Lord standeth to plead, and standeth up to judge the people. The Lord will enter into judgment with the ancients of his people, and all the princes thereof. For ye have eaten up the vineyard, and the spoil of the poor is in your houses. What mean ye, that you beat my people to pieces, and grind the faces of the poor, saith the Lord, the God of hosts? Zephaniah 3:18-20, Zion 14:52-54. I will gather them that are sorrowful for a solemn assembly, they who are of thee, to whom the reproach of it was a burden. Behold, at that time I will undo all that afflict thee, and I will save her that halteth, and her that was driven out, and I will get them praise and fame in every land where they have been put to shame. And at that time will I bring you again, even to that time will I gather you, for I will make you a name and a praise among all people of the earth, when I turn back your captivity before your eyes, saith the Lord. Isaiah 9:2-5, Zion 14:55-58. The people who have walked in darkness hath seen a great light. They that dwell in the land of the shadow of the death, upon them hath the light shined. Thou hast multiplied the nation, and not increased the joy. They joy before thee according to the joy of harvest, and as men rejoice in the dividing of spoil. For thou hast broken the yoke of his burden, and the staff of his shoulder, the rod of his oppressor, is as in the day of Midian. For every battle of the warrior is with confused noise, and the garments rolls in blood. But this shall be with burning and fuel of fire. And there I'm going to end for this session. So may the Great watch over you, guide you, protect you, and keep you from all harm. May they teach you right from wrong, and may you be worthy of them. May your thoughts, words, and deeds reflect truth, good, and light. They give the video out the unicorn way. Find your joy in pursuit. Make that your guild choice when we get to Camp Zion, our great exodus. My name is Zion. I am the Zion of the Most High God of Israel, prophet from the Old Testament, as shown in the book of Zion. Love you way too much to say goodbye. So I'm gonna say later now.